like every position's been kind of hurt by injury in the spring, but how are the guys who are getting to play every day progressing?
Yeah, I think the guys are, for the most part, they're back healthy, back out there running around, having fun.
What does DJ look like coming back?
He looks good. Early in camp, he was a little limited. I was trying to keep him out, just trying to get him back into the flow of things. But, as of late, he's been running around and doing everything we asked him to do.
What's the next step for him in his game?
The leadership part. He's not a vocal guy. So now I'm on him hard about becoming that leader. He's one of the leaders of this team, and not just doing the right thing, but pulling somebody along with you. And he's been doing it. He's accepted that role, and he's been great at it.
After the run of injuries, is he back being kind of same old DJ?
Oh yeah, he looks good, man. He looks good. I have to kind of it's a little push and tug with him, because he want to get out there for every snap and do every drill. And, I'm trying to keep him at a limited basis, and pull him out and, just to knock the rust off. But he's looking good.
When you say that you want to encourage him to be a better leader, how difficult is that to try to make someone something that they may not be comfortable with?
It's very hard, because I don't believe that you can make a leader. You got to almost be born a leader, or the guys they kind of bless you, anoint you to be that person, and he's become that person. Now it's about, being a little more vocal. He's one of those guys, he go by his work and may not say a word about it. He's going to be in here first. He's going to be one of the last one. He's going to watch tape. It's easy to pull somebody along with you, and that's what I'm on him about. Grab some of the young guys. The same way I was on him when he was a freshman here. I'm on some of the younger guys now, and sometimes they need a little encouragement from the older guys, when coach been on you all day.
I think one of the terms used the other day was mental inconsistency. Could you go a little deeper into that? Just what exactly was the issues with some of, not just him, but with the linebacking core last year?
I can't speak on that. That didn't come from me. I didn't say that. It's my first time seeing you guys, so I don't want to touch on that.
What has Rodriguez Fitton kind of showed you guys early on?
He's strong. He's fast. And he plays fast. Now it's kind of to the point where I'm trying to shorten the learning curve for him. Get him to do things the way we do things. And he's been great at it. He's studying extra time. He comes in after practice every day. You want to grab him and find out the good things he did and the bad things he did, which is a good thing from a young guy. So we got a lot of work to do, but he's on the right track.
You mentioned strength kind of first. How important is that for a young guy? Bucks a lot of them don't come in necessarily the biggest guys to have that baseline strength.
Right. It's very important. You just to see a young guy that can lift the amount of weight that he lifts and have that upper body strength. It's a plus for the guys. Not saying you got to have it, but when you see a young guy that come in and he's lifting right there along with some of the older guys, it's a plus for you.
Any notable lifting numbers that he has had?
No, I don't want to throw out numbers. He'd probably be a little upset with me because whatever I say, he's going to say he's 10 pounds stronger than that, So, but he's a strong guy, strong guy. But, we're just trying to get the technique part of it, which is the key point in college ball, false steps, the little things that you take for granted when you're in high school.
What have you seen out of Brad Johnson so far, and I guess what are expectations for him?
He's probably one of the guys in the group that's taken a really big leap. I've been on him for – his whole career here, and right now, he's taking a big leap. He's having a really good camp for us, just the technique part of it. Coming out of high school, he was always strong, he was always fast, similar to, Rodriguez, fast, strong guy can run. Okay, now let's make sure we run it in the right direction.
I think you mentioned yesterday about trying to improve his pass rush game a little bit. How have you seen that develop, I guess, entering now his third year?
It's been good, because he's actually listening to some of the things I said. I don't think early on he was listening and he probably didn't really believe it. But now, we had a chance he go out and he worked a couple of those things, and he's like, whoa, it actually worked. So I think he realized Coach may know a little bit what he's talking about, But it's been good, man. He had a really good day yesterday. I want to say he may got the defensive lineman of the week, of the day, So it's been good. Now it's just let's build. Let's see how many days. The thing I was talking with him about today, how many good days can you put together? And that's what we're on now.
I feel like Will, if my memory is right, described him once as heavy-handed.
Oh, yes.
What does that – can explain that to me.
A heavy-handed guy is when I put these hands on you, you're going to feel it.
Right.
And that's Brad Johnson. He's heavy-handed. He plays with his hands. He's violent with his hands, and that's him. Now we want to get that motor where we're playing that way all the time.
How big a deal is that hands, strength and placement in the whole 9
Oh,
yards,
yes.
just hands.
Oh yes, hands is big. Hands and feet. You probably hear me screaming that all the time. Hands and feet, they work together. I call them. I tell the guys, I say, these are your two weapons. Let's use them.
Is that one of the things that you have to most ingrain in high school kids? That
Yes.
is hand. I mean,
It's hands. Using your hands. Using your weapons. High school ball. Back when I played and you played, we was using our forearms. Now we use our hands. These are our weapons. To be really, really violent with our hands, and he's starting to believe that, and it's showing up in his play.
When you guys are in 4 down, who are the defensive ends that you've been working with?
Well, I got Warnham on one side. I got Brad Johnson and Rodriguez Fenton. The other side has been Aaron Sterling and JJ, and also the young guy Joe Anderson.
What has Joe kind of been able to do, enrolling early, that kind of stuff?
He impressed me. The first day I was on him pretty hard. He come in with the high school mentality. He was a oozer. He oozed around a little bit, but he's been getting better and better. He's another guy. He comes in after practice, want to know what he's doing good, what he's not doing so good, and every day has been a little bit better for him. So I've been impressed, with him, at this point in camp.
What kind of stands out with his skill set?
He can do a number of things for you. He's probably built like an inside guy, but he can play on the outside for you. He showed some flashes of rushing the passer, which I've been impressed with. And now it's just getting that motor going. He get that motor. The outside guys, I tell the guys, let's play with a motor. You can't pick when that play is coming. You never know. You just go hard, and you never know the plays they tend to come. So that's what I've been on him about. Just playing fast all the time.
Coach Muschamp talked in this preseason about being better defending the run and screen passes on the boundary. What does this defense have to do to, I guess, be better in that area?
We got to just stay in our gaps. Make the plays when they come to you. That's one of the big things I've been on my guys with last year that I, think we probably didn't do as well last year. When the play present itself, let's make that play. And also don't go out and try to make a play that's not your play to make. Staying in your gap, doing your job, and the plays that come.
When you say to make the plays and staying in the gaps, did you see a lot of the issues maybe not being aggressive enough? Was that an issue?
Not it. Sometimes in a game, it depends on the game situation. Sometimes if we get down 7 points, a lot of times guys want to press. It's time for me to make a play. It's time for you to do your job. Stay within your gap, stay within the scheme, and the plays are going to come. We're in a position where, we should be able to make some plays in the game.
It's not all about just like trying to charge and get to the run.
Nah, it's not. It's about doing your job. The defense is set up. We got a great scheme here where we pick our times when we want to go after the quarterback or when we want to charge, but you got to stay within the scheme.
How is JJ kind of transitioning to that end spot in your eyes?
It's been good. I think it's he played inside last year, so it's I've been on him hard, man. So you speak with him, he may be a little got a little grudge, but it's he played inside. So now it's trying to convert him over to how we do things in our room. I'm on my guys hard, man. I tell them, the bucks and the ends. I coach them a different way. We go practice a certain way. We go eat dinner a certain way. We go hang out a certain way. So now it's trying to get him in that group and believe that. And me as a coach is, getting him to trust me and believe in me. When you got a new guy in your room, I think that's the one of the most important things you want from your player to feel that, your coach care about him. Right now, I don't know if he's all the way in, but I'm sure at the end of the year, he's going to understand that his coach, he really care about him. And when the player realize that the coach care about him, you can ask that player to do anything, and he willing to do it for you.
What's that certain way you want him to eat?
Fast. Eat fast. That's Joe Anderson. So if you hear that, Joe, I want you to eat fast. Drink water fast, walk fast, talk fast. Let's do everything fast, man. Then you never know, you may play fast.
Is this the most depth you feel those two positions have?
Yeah. Definitely with depth with guys that has played football. You take Brad, he's played ball. DJ's played ball. Aaron's played a lot of ball. JJ played ball, which is a good thing for my room. So when I'm getting on the younger guys, they can look over and nudge the younger. He used to get on me the same way. You know what I mean? So, it's good for the room to have some veteran guys, the guys that play ball. But we still got a lot of work to do, man. We still got, we're ways out, but we still got work to do and just keep working at it.
Who all's in the mix at the Sam spot?
Danny Fennell, Eldridge Thompson is there. He's injured right now, but he was a guy that was real productive for us last year. He's training hard, working his way back. Just seen him on my way up here, so he's looking good. Anxious to get him back out there.
Does Danny once he's healthy? Does he automatically get that spot back, or will he have to work his way back in?
That's a question for Coach Muschamp, man. You trying to back me in, man. You know I don't answer them questions. I just coach the guys up and let Coach do the who plays when and how.
Well, what I'm saying is, he's been around here for a while. He's got kind of that street cred, you know. But I would assume he would have to at least get out there and show, hey, you're not just going to automatically start once you get.
I think that's what every position. That's what spring ball is all about. That's what summer camp's all about. Every position is always open. You got to always go out and earn your spot, and you earn it in camp, in practice, not on game day. You're not going to show up and say, I'm ready to do it now. You got to go out and do it in practice and have us believe that you're ready to go.
Last season, it seemed like you guys were moving a lot of some of the bigger defensive ends to kind of inside to tackle. This year, it seems like some of those guys are maybe sticking at the kind of bigger position. What kind of goes into that decision, and what do you kind of want to accomplish with that?
Well, probably the depth. You know, when you're liking depth in one position in one area, a lot of times you have to move guys around. I think we have some big guys inside now where we're a little more comfortable outside. Where the guys, the JJs and the Aaron Sterlings, they can stay outside and play the end position, and one of them can go back to playing his buck position. So I think we have a little more depth on this team than we had, last year and the years before, which is a plus for us as coaches.
What have you seen from Aaron Sterling coming off that knee injury?
He's been looking good, man. I've been impressed with him. At times he want to just drag it around and not believe that it's healthy, and I always remind him, your knee's good. Let's go play ball. But he's been playing good, man. I think with JJ behind him, those two guys, I make them compete with everything. So it's been good having back out there running around, making some plays.
Have you sensed any frustration from him last year and then going into spring this year about the fact that he just wasn't able to play as healthy as he was back then?
Yeah, I think you can add DJ to that mix also. And I tell the guys, man, injuries, that's probably the hardest part of the game. Working out, meetings, that's easy. When you get injured, that's a lonely place, and it's a slow crawl back, So, but it also builds that mental toughness of being able to go do my rehab by myself, or being able to understand that it's a process, that you're going to be back. And a lot of those guys was frustrated. Aaron was frustrated. DJ was frustrated. But, to be able to go through rehab and train and then now get back out there, it feels good. And I think that's where they're at with their game.
Obviously, we know what happened with the loss of production when DJ wasn't on the field, but how much did that affect y'all's scheme and what you wanted to do defensively without him on the field?
We got a mentality here, man down, next man up. We plug the next guy in, and we don't expect to lose a beat. And that's where we was at last year. The positive of that was a guy like Brad Johnson was able to get out there and gain some reps. Danny Fennell was able to get out there and play a number of positions for us. And now we're comfortable with putting him at a number of positions just because he had to get out and play some ball for us. So the scheme don't change. The guys may change, the numbers may change, but the scheme don't change.
Even with that, though, Mike, I know those guys are trying everything, but they're not DJ, you know. So
right.
How much does that affect you? And
you
have to go make a play?
My job as a coach is try to maximize all the potential that guy may have. If his potential is a 7 out of 10, I need to get a 7 out of him. If it's a 5, I need to get a 5 out of him, and get him to believe that he's helping the team. Whatever he can do.
Mike, you try to structure this program like an NFL team.
I don't know if I don't want to get into how the coach structure. I think it's you can take bits and pieces from an NFL team.
Just in terms of logistics and the way everything operates on a daily basis.
I think a lot of that is a lot of carryover from the NFL, but you have to remember these still kids here. That aspect of it. You got the 20-hour rule. So it's a lot of different things that go on that level and this level. But I think a lot of guys here. A lot of the older guys, they want to play at that level. So we kind of use that as, you walk into meetings late in the NFL, it's coming out of your paycheck. So don't let's start training yourself to walk in this meeting early. 9 o'clock meeting don't mean being here at 9. 9 o'clock meeting mean be here at 8:50, so. Speaking
of the NFL, what kind of conversations have you had with Bryson recently?
Just keep working, man. It's a process. It's a long process, and you never know. It's 32. It's 32 teams there, right? There's 32 teams out there. All you need is one person to like you, and just keep working. You never know, man. You may feel good about this team one day. You may feel good about going this round or wherever. You never know, man. Just keep working, and the good man upstairs, he got the plan for you. You just got to go play it.
You've coached him the last 3 years. What can he bring to a team at the next level?
Man, he got to play with a lot of energy. He plays the game really, really fast. He loves the game. And you turn the tape on, you'll see that it'll pop out. This guy here really loved the game. And the guys at the next level, that's what they like. They like guys that love to play.
Does it ever frustrate you that sometimes in the NFL they don't really look at the tape as much as they look at the cone drill and the high jump and all the other physical stuff?
Trust me, they look at the tape. that cone drill and all of that, that's for you guys to look at it and then put on TV and kind of critique, oh, this guy ran this guy ran that. Trust me, they watch the tape, and a lot of times they watch the practice tape more than they watch the game tape.
Do you think Bryson could maybe impact as a special teams guy at the NFL, along with being a linebacker or end?
Oh, yeah, definitely. A guy that can run and hit. I think it's a place for him somewhere. He just got to be patient, and whatever hand he's dealt, just play it, and go from there.
You can find me for being late. And
That's all right.
I'm sure this was
I'll
asked
find you.
earlier.
All right.
What have you seen out of Zack Pickens, the amount you've been able to see him?
Big, athletic guy. Big body. Which we've been needing around here. A big guy that can do a lot of things for you. He was injured a little early, so he's kind of still knocking the rust off. And some of the guys that wasn't injured, they're probably a little ahead of him as far as knowing what to do and playing a little faster. But he's going to be a good one.
Where do you see him in the rotation as when you start looking at August?
Well, he's one of the inside guys now, so I can't speak on where's the rotation at, but I can say he's one of the guys I feel confident about. He'll be out there on Saturday.
How much do you find yourself using your NFL experience to illustrate a point, whether it's on the field or off the field, with your guys in your coaching?
All the time, man.
Yeah.
14 years, you always use that to go back to that. That's where I spend a lot of time at. So I use it all the time. Meeting rooms, on the field, just off the field, just talking to guys about different things, and you'll be surprised how many guys just come to me and just try to pick my brain on different questions. Whether it's agents or whatever.
But that's an attention getter for these guys, isn't it? When you mention that, do you think that?
You can say that. You can say it's attention getter, just about how you use it. How do you funnel that information to the guys? I never been a guy to say, hey, I did this, I played there. No, I'm gonna show you the do's and the don'ts. I'm gonna tell you the good side, and I'm gonna tell you the bad side. It's I call it work. They call it going to practice here. I don't call it going to practice. I went to work every day. So when I hit them with that, that's when they usually like, well, yes.
Do you see this defense sort of developing a character, a swagger that you like to see from a standout defensive unit?
They're playing with confidence. You can call it swagger. You can call it what you want. When you get some guys that's playing with a lot of confidence, you get positive things going, and your organization starts to change. And I think that's where we at. Guys are playing with confidence. We got some guys that played ball last year. They know what to do. They know the system, and they're playing fast. And now it's triggering down to some of the younger guys. Football, I always tell my guys before the game, man, go play hard and have fun. When you always remember, when you're having fun, man, you enjoy doing what you do.
What does this defense have to do better to get the ball off of people?
Got to think about it, and that's what we've been preaching in practice. T-Rob do a really good job of that, man. Think about getting the ball off, especially my guys. We're not, sacks. Everybody get a sack. So let's get a sack and let's get the ball off now, right? That's the big play. So that's where we're at. We're trying to get the ball, whenever we can. You may see a running back walking through the hallway. We're trying to knock the ball off of them. That's, it's a mental thing. You got to think about it. We laugh about it, but you got to really, really think about it. And when you start thinking about that, and you got 11 guys thinking about getting the ball off, man, that's a good day.